Fonseca, he is an A-list celebrity already in the tennis tour, isn't he? What a performance.
Yeah, it's been a great week for Joao Fonseca. It's been a great week for all of the fans of tennis to see someone who's had a lot of promise, a lot of expectation. People are saying they're expecting big things from this young Brazilian, and he did not disappoint this week. Played some phenomenal tennis every single day. Continued to get better. Had a few ebbs and flows throughout the course of the week, but with a game style that big and to be that young, that's to be expected. But he played well when he needed to, capitalize on the opportunities, and he's walking away a lot richer.
Yeah, I mean, the money's one thing, but I thought it was so important for him to bounce back after the loss of that opening set. I mean, he absolutely trounced Tien in the round robin. Then he suddenly finds himself on the back foot. The maturity is incredible.
Yeah, just 18 years and 3 months old, isn't he? And I think that was the impressive feature for me very early on in the match. The fact that he was struggling a little bit, and he does make unforced errors when he's slightly off his game. He still trusts his game, but it's a big game. And I thought Leonard Tien had an opportunity there in that second set, had set point at 8-7, big moment there, and he was just a little too passive for me. He had been getting unforced errors, so you could see why that was perhaps in his mind, but I would have liked to have seen him be in control of his own destiny in that key moment at the tail end of that second set, because thereafter he lost control of the match and wasn't able to respond.
Yeah, we'll journey back out to Jeddah to go and see the celebrations and hear from both the guys at the end of what has been a captivating week and a somewhat surprising week. For Lerner, what do you think he takes away? That's a couple of losses against Fonseca, but still a successful week.
No, absolutely a successful week. Came into this event and, you know, still trying to find his footing against the top-level players. He went out here, defeated Jakub Mensik. He beat Artur Fils. He showed the level that he has. That was one of the biggest questions that I had against players who play an aggressive style.
Is this a good surface for him playing indoors? Does it help him a lot more than others will?
You know, I think he would prefer a little bit of a slower condition, bouncier, to get a little bit more jump on the forehand. But that was one of the questions. Is he's playing big-name players who play big games. Will he be allowed to be hit off the court, or will he be able to make adjustments? He made some adjustments really, really well. Played aggressive when he needed to. I hope he can bottle up this aggression that he used in some of these matches this week and take that into 2025, because I think he can do some really, really good stuff in this game.
Yeah, Fonseca is, and most of the players at this particular age in their career are great shot makers. Has his strategy, the way that he's able to turn things around, surprised you this week from the Brazilian?
I think so, and the fact that he can play all-court tennis. I didn't know much about Fonseca coming into these championships because we've seen him play mostly on his beloved clay, and, of course, you spend much of your time at the baseline, on clay, and you look to dominate with a big forehand. If you've got one, he certainly does. But you can have a one-track mind when you're brought up on that surface if you don't develop the other aspects of your game. And I think whoever's coached him over the years has done a remarkably good job of doing just that, because now suddenly you're playing indoors on a hard court against some of the best players in the world, ranked inside the world's top 50, and he can change things up. He can be aggressive off the forehand, but also the backhand. He can come into the net. He has good feel in the forecourt. He's got a really nice serve, but he doesn't just try and bring the heat all the time like Chris. No, he's got some nice variation. He's got a big kicker.
Are you just going to sit there and take that? He's just called you one-dimensional.
At best. No.
The inference there is just one-dimensional. You're not going to sit there and take that here.
We've got a long show ahead. Trust me, I've got some things written for Jason.
You're looking for his last 8 badge.
But he does have nice variation, Fonseca, on the serve. The nice slider to the right court, the kicker to the ad court, can bring the heat, backs himself when it really matters, even after a sluggish start today. So I think you're right. I think people like Gustavo Kuerten, who have talked very, very highly about him and the fact that he's much better than Guga was at that age, and he is a future major champion, I think he's going to have a great deal of success on all of the court surfaces.